Hey guys, I haven't made a video in a little while. I wanted to first start with I'm not going to make mustard covered macros weekly like I was going to. If there's ever a day where I do something kind of interesting, I might do that. I probably will instead switch it for something else. I haven't quite decided what yet, but I wanted to make a video about something that's been coming up a lot. I've seen a lot of comments, a lot of people, and that is falling off the diet wagon. See if this looks familiar to you. I'm never, ever, ever going to eat bad again. I wish I had remembered the milk. The the whole thing is that people always have all these little fun sayings like nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. No, no. Have you tried donuts? They're amazing. Donuts are amazing. Cookies are amazing. Pop tarts are amazing. Let's not bullshit and pretend like this food is not amazing. There's a lot of other little fun sayings like, it takes 4 weeks to start seeing results. Yeah, but the problem is it takes 2 seconds to do this. And like most of us, we're all about that instant gratification. I mean, that's the reason why we're dieting in the first place. We get a lot of love out of eating cookies and crap. So, what's the deal about cheat meals? Should we completely avoid it? I'm going to be the person that says what nobody else is going to tell you usually. And that's I'm a big fan of making the cheat meal a part of your normal grind. Now, what you have to do is you have to be an adult only as far as deciding when you have a cheat meal, are you having it so often that it's causing you to not reach your goals? Because if you're losing 5 pounds and gaining 4 and losing 5 and gaining 4, you're losing weight. And if you're comfortable with that pace, you should do that because it's not going to there's no finish line. Once you get to a certain weight that makes you happy, you're still going to have to count your intake. You're still going to have to pay attention to what you eat. You still can't eat like you used to. You're never going to return to a time in your life where you can shovel in all the food you can eat, close down buffets, the sort of stuff that you used to do that caused you to get in that situation. You are going to have to make these life changes. Now, if you're losing 5, gaining 4, losing 5, gaining 4, and you're eventually getting down, and it's causing you to feel like, okay, I can do it in those sort of spurts where I'm doing like that, then do it. You should totally do that because I am a big believer in the cheat meal. The other thing that I've noticed with a lot of people is that when they hit a stall, they try to get past the stall and try to get past the stall by just grinding out harder. It's possible that your metabolism has slowed down and you need to try reverse dieting. It's possible that your leptin levels are not functioning as they should. And I'm no scientist and I'm not going to claim to be, but the thing is that is where your body gets its impulses to burn extra calories and that sort of stuff. Sometimes a cheat meal can help kick all that back into gear. You can have a meal that actually tells your body, hey, we're not starving to death here. We're just trying to lose some weight. And then you get back on the grind, you lose that, and then all of a sudden you pass through what you were stuck on for the longest time. I've seen it happen time and time again. The trick, though, is these people that want to have these weekly cheat meals and they gain 5, lose 5, gain 5, lose 5, and then after a couple months they go, I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. It's not a secret, it's pretty obvious. But the problem is that if you're like me, you want to eat all this crap all the time. This stuff is always calling to you. That was the really great thing about keto. When I was on keto, no appetite, just never hungry, whatever. That doesn't mean that if somebody brought in something that looked delicious that I wouldn't be like, oh, it looks really good. But I didn't just like sit around and my brain didn't all the time go, eat, eat, eat. Ugh. It makes you go crazy. But the point is that yes, a cheat meal is a good thing. And I'll tell you some methods that I did to help me when I was doing month to month cheat meals. I was waiting a month between cheat meals. And I didn't do that for very long because luckily I hit my goal. I'm now at a point where I can kind of break even, lose a few pounds, gain a few pounds, lose a few pounds, gain a few pounds, because I'm reverse dieting right now and raising my calorie intake. So I am making progress in a different way. I'm not trying to move the scale so much as I'm trying to move my metabolism. But whenever you get to that point, that's when you can say, okay, what goals am I trying to reach? Am I able to reach those goals? When I was trying to do month between cheat meals, what I would do is that every time I had a craving, say I'm scrolling through Instagram and I've got all these If It Fits Your Macros people on there, and all of a sudden there's this froyo topped with chocolate and blah. I don't even want to go into it because if you're watching this, you're probably right on the verge of a cheat meal. I hope you are enjoying the cheat meal while you're watching this, but I'm not going to push it any further. But you see one of those nasty things that you know you want in your stomach, and the part of you that I've had to battle with for a very long time, which is the guilt that comes over you that says you shouldn't eat this. You are a bad person for wanting to eat this. No. And I'm still trying to get past that mindset myself because I mentally beat myself every time I ate bad in an attempt to train myself to avoid a cheat meal. I mean, yes, that it's an effective method. It works, but it's mentally, it's like trying to catch a falling knife whenever you're at a goal weight. Because now, even whenever I start to eat something, that pain in my head starts up and says, if you eat this, you will get fat. And there's a part of me that goes, oh God. And then there's the part of me that goes, what's really good is that I'm in a spot where I'm eating carbs again and I have enough calories in my life that I can eat a few cookies. I can actually do that. And that's how I've managed to kind of work back in a little bit of junk food. Now, technically, I probably shouldn't be doing some of these days where I dirty bulk really hard, 7,000 calorie days and stuff like that. I like to justify my laziness by saying, well, I want to bulk. Well, technically, yes, I am. I should try to keep lowering my body fat. That's really what I should be doing. But yeah, the big problem I have with that is this. So, the best thing that I can say is that I am not spinning my wheels. I am upping my calories every weekend. I've gone from 1,500 calories to 1,900 calories and still losing weight doing that. And I know this reverse dieting is working because when I was in a process of losing weight, I was actually even heavier. I tried upping my calories straight from 1,500 to 1,700, and all of a sudden I couldn't lose weight. And in a panic, I dropped back down to 1,500, whatever. Now I'm at 1,900, and the scale is still ticking down. Sometimes cheat meals help you with one of the more important things that doesn't get said out loud a lot, and that's just your mental capacity to deal. Just your mental well-being. Because when you're eating good all the time and you're limiting your cheat meals and you're taking every single thing you eat into consideration, you're counting every calorie, every macro, your protein down to the gram every single moment of every single day, there is only so much that we can take. And that is, sometimes we just need the break. We just need, what we need is that little break. That's when you make your best decisions about dieting. I have always made the very best choices about dieting covered in Pop-Tart crumbs because I'm like, oh God, why did I eat everything? And then right after I say that, It's an endless cycle. It's nonstop, all the time. So your mental well-being is how you're going to get through. Now, like I said, if you're hurting yourself in reaching your goals, you got to find a different way. Uh, you can't eat bad so often that it messes up your goals. But you can stop treating it like it's the worst thing in the world. What I used to do that worked fairly well for me was that every time I got down to a new goal weight, I would give myself a cheat meal. And that literally meant I might be down a pound lower than I was. When I was dropping down and I was 210, when I got to 209, I said, today's the day, I'm going to eat anything I want. And then I did. And then I stayed back until I got to 208. And then when I got to 208, I said, time to eat whatever. Sometimes that'd be 1-2 days, and then I'd be able to eat another cheat meal. Sometimes it was a week. Sometimes it was 2. But if I kept that consistent, always going downward, I eventually was going to get to my goals. Let's not pretend like we didn't get this way because we hate food. We love food. I know I do. I always will. I am definitely in a weird spot now where I can eat more food than I've ever eaten, and I'm leaner than I've ever been, and it's amazing. But every day I eat something, there is a moment of terror in my life where I still get that. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. So, the best thing I can say is don't fear the cheat meal, embrace it. I think I got off on a tangent, but I was going to say, if I see something on Instagram or whatever, I have a little list on my phone, or I used to. I don't anymore. I just eat crap now. But I would have a list on my phone that said Pop-Tarts, s'mores, Oreos, whatever. I would have this big long list. And then whenever I got to the moment where it was a cheat meal, it would be restaurants I wanted to eat, foods I wanted to eat, whatever. But then on that cheat meal, once a couple days pass, usually that craving goes away. I know that there's plenty of stuff that I had on that list that I toted that list forever. And then finally when it came time to eat it, I was like, I don't even really want that anymore. I want this. And I might eat like 2 or 3 items off that list. But what it was causing me to do was acknowledge the craving, and so that I don't forget it, because that's another thing I was like, well, what if I forget? Well, it seems like a good plan. For some reason in my brain it was like, if you forget to eat s'more Pop-Tarts, you're missing out. I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but that was kind of like one of the things. And if I wrote it down, I knew that when it came time to eat junk food, I could remind myself, these were the things that I was really craving. And then when I get there, I might try that. I might try something else. I might eat whatever. And that worked for me. That worked great. It helped cut my cravings probably I was only eating a third of my list, and I was making a new list every week or every month or however often I was at the time eating that sort of stuff. And that really helped me kind of put a handle on things. That being said, one more very important situation that I've got coming up is that I have a lazy junk food day, I guess, planned. I've been seeing all these challenges. They're like 7,000 calories, and I'm like, 7,000 calories? That's a challenge? Sometimes I do that in a meal. But I have decided that I am interested. I am interested in this terrible idea. And I think I might try to do a 15,000 calorie dirty bulk day. That still involves I have to get a certain amount of protein, certain amount of fiber, a certain amount of everything else, which isn't usually a problem. But I can't fill it all full of sugar. I have to eat some substance. I might be able to get my protein from pizza or something like that. Dirty bulking is a beautiful, nasty place to live, but I've been seeing all these challenges, and the thing is that I eat 7,000 calories pretty regularly. The other day I went sort of all out, and I hit just about 9,000 calories. I don't know if I can do 15 anymore. There was a time in my life that I could have done 15 without an issue. I was the person who could eat two whole large pizzas and then a bag of Oreos and then still wonder if you finished all your food. I was very, I had some bad habits. So whenever I get to that point where I am trying that, it's going to be in November if I decide to do it. There is a very big chance I might chicken out. Not really because I'm scared, but because I don't know what my goals are going to be, and I want to make sure I'm going to try to give myself the best chance for getting down low enough and my calories, hopefully I'm still losing. I might end up raising my calories enough that I'm bulking, and then I might not feel comfortable doing a giant dirty bulk day. But I have the day picked out, and it's the day that the next Fallout game comes out, and it's like November something. I don't remember. It's like somewhere around whatever Tuesday is, around the 9th, 10th, 11th, somewhere. I don't know what Tuesday that is, but my hope is to just completely just be terrible that day. Just play video games all day and eat a bunch of junk food and just be completely worthless. I'll probably crash out from carbs at some point. But that's my hope, anyways. We'll see what comes of it. But whether or not I eat 15,000 calories is still up for debate. The reason why I picked 15 is because I don't know if I can get 15. I asked and was like, "What do people think of 10?" But I mean, I did 9 yesterday without really even trying too hard. So 15 is a real possible like attempt. Anyway, guys, that's it. If you have any questions, whatever, hope you like the video, and see you next time.